Why did Harry defies Kat? When Harry and Kevin return to the shipping yard after winning the war, the former shows the recording of Alice admitting that Conrad and Maeve were imprisoned on false charges because, of course, Harry has a recording of Alice saying something that will free Conrad and Maeve. The man can't do anything wrong even if he wanted to. Kevin believes that they should let Conrad and Maeve rot in jail for at least 2 weeks so that they have the flexibility to follow his orders. Harry does note that they need to find a new attorney now that O'Hara is dead, but, hey, this is Harry. For him, no work is too difficult. A new attorney who is somehow more honest than O'Hara will suddenly show up once he snaps his fingers. Is there a scene in this program where these two were attempting to stop Conrad and Maeve from starting a fight because they thought it would ruin the Harrigan name? But they still went ahead and did it. Since Kevin and Harry killed Richie in that manner, will their acts deter prospective employees, such as a new lawyer or an armed guard, to replace Kiko? Perhaps that would have been the case if Conrad and Maeve had carried out this action. However, since the writers and directors of this show are so in love with Harry and Tom Hardy, I am confident this won't be an issue in the adventure of the Harrigans going forward. I mean, just look at the exchange between Harry and Kat. Kat has been shown as an extremely strong character who can control anyone, even though she has little on-screen time. What is Harry's job? He declares that he is completely devoted to the Harrigans and will serve them till the day he passes away. Yes, of course, Kat and Serafina had discussed the future prior to all of this. After coming home, Serafina placed a statue of a Greek mythological character, it was either Achilles or Ares, on the table and sat on Conrad's chair to show that she was either preparing to take advantage of Conrad or Harry's vulnerability or that she desired war. You can thus presume that Kat and Conrad's illegitimate daughter will form a group and take over the Harrigans' company. As far as I can tell, though, Harry will also outdo them, as if it were no big issue. They absolutely need to fix this to prevent Harry from being a one-dimensional weapon of mass destruction. I'm not sure if this is Hardy's fault because he is one of the producers, or someone else's. Or perhaps avoid early game introductions of adversaries who Harry can easily defeat, as this ruins the tension that might otherwise be created. Why should I be afraid for Harry if Kat really decides to lose it on him if he can figuratively spit in Kat's face after all this build-up? Richie and O'Hara are dead. Since Alice is useless after accusing Maeve and Conrad of killing Fisk and Mikasa, Tattersall reportedly has her killed to start the death conga of this episode. Furthermore, she might have disclosed to someone that Tattersall, a senior police officer, was conspiring with Richie. Yes, she is no longer there. Indeed, the golden rule of television is that you can't believe a character is dead until you see their body. However, I'm fairly certain Alice isn't being whisked away to meet the tickle monster, let's be honest for a moment. Death is the only thing she will encounter at the end of the journey because she is a loose end in this whole mess. Tattersall tells Richie that the work is done as a group of goons drag Alice away. Richie then turns his attention to O'Hara, who has come to visit him at the Sinful Monkey and appears to be on both sides, but in reality, she is supporting Harry in this episode because she believes it will benefit her to be on his side rather than Richie's. Since she has informed Harry that she will be meeting Richie at her office, she persuades him to send one team of thugs to the safe home where Eddie, Bella, Gina, Jan, and Serafina are, and another team to her office. In an attempt to win this war, Richie, for some reason, completely trusts O'Hara and follows her instructions. However, it quickly becomes clear that O'Hara has led Richie and his entire army into a trap once the majority of his soldiers have left his headquarters. Paul sets off an explosion at O'Hara's office, effectively killing off the squad that was sent there to ambush Harry, Kevin, Zosha, and Kiko. At the safe home, Eddie, Bella, Gina, Jan, and Serafina run out into the woods nearby, while Zosha and Kiko shoot off all the guys that had been brought there by Richie. In the process, Kiko passes away. Before driving the De Souzas and the Harrigans to the Cotswolds, Zosha pauses to grieve for him. Before Richie can understand what has struck him, Kevin and Harry burst into the Sinful Monkey, murder whatever's left of Richie's gang, and then begin to pepper O'Hara and Richie with gunshots. I'll be honest, people, this seemed like the most uninteresting way to settle the entire dispute between the Stevensons and the Harrigans and to punish O'Hara for being a rat. Richie was the underdog in this whole situation, so why would anyone enjoy seeing the underdog lose? Moreover, it seemed like Richie was deliberately dumbed down, particularly in the last parts of his character arc, to make Harry appear intelligent. As much as I like Harry as a character, it doesn't make for an engaging watch if he has an answer for everything and can casually settle anything with bullets.